Finally, the third part came out. It was the final part of episode 79, which ran for 3 whole months. I'll say right away that this is the worst episode compared to all the others. Of course, this doesn't fit in with Dafuk Boom's work, because someone who has been making top-level animation for 2 years couldn't have made such a terrible episode in an instant. So let's figure out what the problem is. Why does the animation look so terrible? Why has the series turned into a quest game? Why did the camerawoman survive if she died in the second part? You will see this and much more in today's video. Before we begin, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe to the channel because, unfortunately, most people watch videos without subscribing, and I am very close to my dream of reaching 100,000 subscribers. Thank you. The third part of episode 79 is a direct continuation of the second part. As we remember, the Alliance teleported into the TV Man dimension, followed by the Watchmen of Doom with a small squad of Astro toilets. Big TV Man says,
"Everything has been going wrong in recent days."
To which Speaker Man replies, "We are not so important that you should risk yourself for us." To which TV Man replies,
"Silly, you are all important to me."
Then everyone turns and looks to the left, because the Astro toilets are already there. The Watchman of Doom repeats the same phrase from the ending of the second part of episode 79, namely,
"There is no place left to hide from the Watchman of Doom."
The Astro Hunter immediately attacks the Speaker Man, who is filming everything on a portable camera. After that, he attacks the TV Man and manages to land 2 powerful blows. You might ask, why doesn't TV Man fight back? Here's what he says.
"I can't fight here."
As we understand it, in the dimension of TV men, they are not allowed to fight. Perhaps this is a rule of this dimension, and for violating this rule, they may lose access to teleportation. Unfortunately, episode 79 is one of the worst episodes, so don't expect such deep plots here. We all know how good Dafuk Boom's animations are, and you can immediately see that this was clearly not done by him. The sound, animation, and plot give the impression that it was replaced. This is clearly not Dafuk Boom's work. I think they simply rushed him, or he himself decided that there was no need to delay this episode any longer, since episode 79 has been going on for 3 months, since June 9th. As I said, the plot is simpler here. TV Man can't fight because of the gravity of this space, but he still manages to use his sword and land several blows on the Hunter. Then he takes the Hunter's Astro and simply breaks it in half with his claws. The Hunter survives and even utters his last words, "My work here is done," and leaves the place. Next, TV Man notices a surveillance device and says it's time to get out of there. But it's too late, as the series' ratings are falling at this point. Some kind of powerful toilet appears and shoots at the Alliance. The squad is surprised because they are still alive. TV Man asks,
"What was that?"
TV Man in a scarf replies, "Either they can't shoot or it was an intentional miss." Big replies,
"I don't sense any enemies nearby. The cameras will detect any spies."
Speaker Man walks away and notices some devices, destroys them, and says that they are not spies. Then he adds that he senses at least 6 more such devices. Next, Big TV Man orders the rest of the devices to be found and destroyed. Yes, I agree. It's more like a game than a series. The penultimate device was behind this agent, and the last one was behind the TV Man's head. And here you can recall one of the very first spoilers for the third part. As you remember, the spoiler was labeled Surveillance Device. Next, the Watchman of Doom appears with elevator music playing in the background and says that they now own this place, referring to the TV Man's space. The Watchman of Doom shoots at the TV Man, who in turn blocks the projectile. The big TV Man says, "Coward, let's do one-on-one with swords," making a reference to CS. The Watchman of Doom refuses to play by his rules and starts attacking the TV Man. He tries to dodge for a long time, but the Titan still hits him, and he falls to the ground. Next, the Watchman of Doom approaches him to finish him off. Then a psychopath named Jeffrey appears, the guardian of this dimension. He was supposed to guard this place. He bursts in and says,
"Who are you?" "I didn't call you. This is my place."
As it turns out, Jeffrey not only has a head and tentacles, but also a huge hand. With this hand, he slapped the Watchman of Doom across the cheek. Then the whole Alliance teleports to the Speakerman's base. The Speakerman asks, "Are you okay?" To which TV Man replies,
"Just a scratch."
just as he did in episode 77 after a fierce battle with the Skibidi scientists. TV Man scientist orders Big TV Man to rest from this day forward, which means that we won't be seeing him on our screens anytime soon. Next, we get a detailed look at the Speaker Man base. Once again, the Cameraman scientist and the Speaker Man are discussing something, but that's not the strangest thing. In the distance, we see an agent who looks like a camerawoman talking to someone. Then the Speaker Man approaches her and asks, "How did you survive?" "You died." The agents look at him in surprise. Then the scientist approaches and says, "You must have hit your head. She's been here for several hours." As we can see, the TV men have started talking in their usual way. As we know, in the TV man's dimension, their speech becomes irreversible. This raises the question, who is right? Either the Speaker Man really hit his head and it all seemed to him, or it's not the camera woman. It's all pretty obvious. We need to understand that this squad spent half of the episode in the TV Man dimension, in a place that is only 10% revealed to us. All we know is that you can see the past and even the future there. We also know that there is a guard who protects this place, and most importantly, you cannot stay there for long. I think this place somehow affected the agents, and most likely they ended up in an alternate reality where the battle had a different outcome. Perhaps they ended up in a multiverse where the camera woman did not die. You can also see that the camera woman is wearing new clothes. Did she have clothes like that? What do you think really happened? Write your thoughts in the comments. Next, the Speaker Man says that his camera recorded how the camera woman died. Upon hearing this, a cameraman detective immediately appears and confiscates the camera from the Speaker Man. Now the camera is recording from the detective's point of view. Next, everyone turns toward the hangar. Here we hear the voice of the Titan speaker. This is more of an unusual line than an address to the audience. Let's see what he says.
Don't rush, friends. I'll go when I'm ready. Don't rush.
And at the most interesting moment, the episode ends. But there is also a conversation after the scene. Let's listen. The scientist TV Man asks, "Is he ready?" To which he is answered, "Almost." The scientist says, "It's time to really clap the Astro toilets." This is the very phrase that haunted us throughout all the spoilers for Part 3. And in the end, the Titan Speaker Man calls for the destruction of these Astro toilets. As we understand in the additional scene, we will see the Titan Speaker Man, but he will not be fully upgraded. The same thing happened with G-Man, who was also not fully upgraded and appeared without legs. Most likely, the Titan Speaker Man will be 50% upgraded and will receive the rest of the upgrades in the process. If you've been watching Skibidi Toilet from the beginning, you know that Dafuk Boom has never made poor quality episodes. All of its parts, even the troll videos, were made to the highest standard, but you may have noticed that episode 79 is a bit strange overall. Yes, the entire episode is now 20 minutes long, and with additional scenes it will be 22 to 25 minutes long, but more than 3 months have passed. And constant changes in plans, as you remember. Episode 79 was not supposed to have a third part, but as we can see, everything has changed. And of course, the deadlines. Because of all this, we can clearly see that episode 79 is very weak overall, compared to episode 77, 74, or 66, for example. Overall, if you take any episode, 79 will still be the worst. So far, none of the promised events have happened. We haven't seen the conversation between G-Man and Astro UFO, nor the appearance of the Titan, meaning his appearance, nor the death of any important character, because as we can see, the camera woman is alive. Overall, I am preparing the second part of this analysis, and if you don't want to miss it, subscribe to the channel to be the first to see it. That was Super Cameraman. See you very soon. Bye, everyone.